For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. For all No Identity merchandise, hats, hoodies and t-shirts, follow the link in the description down below to the No Identity Fan Fibre website. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Team Road to Glory here on the Chesnoid Gaming channel. Today we round out the final games of the previous FUT Champions weekend. During the episode today, we do actually switch out one of our teams, so keep your eyes peeled for the new sides. You can probably tell by the thumbnail who the team was built around, but that's coming up in a few moments' time. Of course, the last episode included our strong start to this FUT Champions weekend, to be fair. We went 5-2 in the opening 7 games. If you missed that video, then do feel free to check the channel page for it. And there's a playlist, of course, for all of the Ultimate Team Road to Glory episodes. This, I believe, is number 20 that we've put out so far. There have been a handful of episodes of Ultimate Team, or videos of Ultimate Team on the channel that haven't been part of this Road to Glory, but have still had the What the FUT thumbnail on, as I've kind of thrown the odd video in from my main account. But unfortunately, between the footage that you saw previously and the footage you're seeing now, you may have seen me go rather a little bit insane on Twitter over the weekend. I recorded a big session of games, probably about 10 to 12 games, I can't quite remember the exact number, and my Elgato software crashed as I went to stop recording, and I lost 3.5 hours worth of footage. So unfortunately, there's a big chunk of my FUT Champions weekend footage that's missing, including wins and defeats. So as such, all of the games in today's episode are wins. I've basically, the first 7 were all of the opening 7 games, wins and defeats. The remaining games in this video are all just my wins from the remainder of the footage that I got. You'll have to let me know which kind of video layout you prefer. Do you enjoy seeing all of the videos, or all of the games, sorry, you enjoy seeing my wins and my losses and want to see all 40 games worth of footage on the channel? Or do you prefer just seeing my wins over the course of the weekend, and then obviously we have the rewards at the end of the week? The reward video will come on Friday. I'm recording this, well, you're seeing this, hopefully in about a couple of hours' time, as I'm recording this commentary at 4 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. The rewards come out at 6 o'clock every Thursday evening now. Of course, that's the weekly rewards, and as such, they're not out yet by the time you're seeing this, so the rewards video will come on Friday, and in that video I'll show you the new teams I've built for the upcoming FUT Champions weekend, which is the first one in a while that actually has regulations and restrictions as to which players you're allowed to use. So I'm really interested to actually try a couple of new teams, because we've had the Serie A side and the Bundesliga team for quite a while. One of them is replaced in this episode, as I say, and we'll actually get to that sooner rather than later. I think that happens in a couple of games' time. I went on a demonstrously poor run in the middle of this weekend. I went on like a huge rage-filled loss streak, basically just after, well, I was already about 3 or 4 defeats in before I stopped recording from the previous session that I unfortunately lost. And because I lost that footage, I was forced to continue playing, and obviously having already been in a bit of a bad mood anyway from a 3 or 4 game loss streak, I then actually ended up going 1-10. I went 1-10 in the middle of the weekend's games, so the fact that I was able to reach the level that I did at the end of this video is actually quite impressive, considering I went on that horrible run right in the middle. Last weekend I went 23 wins with my main account. The week before, I went 24 wins on my main account, and that was with, you know, very good teams. The 24-win weekend was with that team with, like, Bergkamp and third in form, Gonzalo Higuain and Giggs and Figo in. And then last weekend, I did it with a heavily Premier League influenced side, the side that I'm still using on my main account, that you'll have seen in a couple of previous videos. And maybe if you'd like to see some more footage of that team, I can record it for you, but I'm mainly concentrating on this RTG account right now, mainly focusing on Julian Draxler, because he is unbelievable for me in this team. This Bundesliga side is so much fun to play with. Julian Draxler at striker with a finisher chemistry style on him, so that his, obviously, rather understandably, finishing and goal scoring ability is boosted. He is deadly. This guy went AFK after 3 or 4 goals, and then I was basically just running the ball into an empty net. That's why it ended 7-2 there and I cut. But the Serie A side, as you can see here, has been sold at this point. I was on a nice streak with my Bundesliga team, and I wasn't really getting on that well with the Serie A side anymore. I kind of fell out of love with it, but you can see that, or could see, that all the coins had been spent. So this is the team that we've built. It's a Ligue 1 side, You can tell from the thumbnail that Alexandre Lacazette was the main player in it, although we do have a higher rated player on the right-hand side in Angel Di Maria and higher rated Matuidi there at CDM. I decided to build a Ligue 1 side basically because I had Ben Arfa and Matuidi as loan players. So I thought, well, why not use two of those high-rated players, throw them into a team and build, a team around them. So I built a Ligue 1 side, and I very much enjoyed playing with that team, actually. It took me a couple of games to get used to it. Obviously, after being so accustomed to the Serie A and the Bundesliga teams, it, took a little bit of getting used to and learning how to play with each player, etc. Because a lot of the players in that team I hadn't actually used for a while. I actually lost my first two games with that Ligue 1 side, one of them quite heavily, but I did enjoy playing with it, which kind of gave me a boost of fresh confidence, knowing that I was playing good football, despite the fact the result wasn't necessarily going my way. I was playing good football with that team, which meant that surely, once I finally found my stride, the results would start to come, and they most certainly did. Here we're going 2-1 down just before half-time against this guy at home. He's got Jamie Vardy up top alongside Ahmed Musa. So this weekend upcoming actually is going to be particularly frustrating with regards to players like Musa and Jamie Vardy because, of course, it's Premier League only for, it's minimum of 16 players. So basically you can have 2 players outside of your starting 11 and subs that aren't Premier League players. Now, like I mentioned earlier, this video is only my wins. Now you see I'm 4-1 down here in the 76th minute, but Draxler pulls it back to 4-2. And, well, Julian Draxler is kind of the main reason why I did so well this weekend. He plays through Mario Götze here, who then, rather understandably, just squares it back to him to ensure that we still stand a chance. 4-3 in the 85th minute. He then paused it. I made a change as well myself. Bellarabi here looking to slot through Lucas Piszczek on the right-hand side. Wissam Ben Yedder is in the middle. He's come on, but it's Lucas Piszczek that earns the penalty in the 90th minute. And, well, I had to take it with Draxler, didn't I, really? And he just slots it home. It's a brilliant pen. Julian Draxler makes it 4-4. So in the 76th minute, we're 4-1 down. And we actually made it to extra time. In extra time, though, Musa plays that through to Lukaku, who just powers past Socrates. I was really disappointed with Socrates there, actually. It's a great finish from the Belgian, though. So we're 5-4 down, and I thought I'd thrown it away. But 2 minutes after he went and scored that goal, Wissam Ben Yedder goes on a nice little mazy run, holds off the defender, and slots that home with his 5-star weak foot into the bottom corner to make it 5-5. So we ended up going to penalties, and it was actually Omar Toprak that steps up here to make it 6-5 to me on pens, before he then steps up to, in a situation as it had been for a couple of penalties now, as you can see we missed a few, where he needs to score to stay in it, but he misses. Great save by Farman. Dive past him, but threw that right arm up, and we won again. So we're through to, I believe at this point I was in Silver 2 or Silver 1, not entirely too sure. At one point I was, after that really heavy defeat-filled streak, I was like 7-13, like really, really bad. Considering the previous couple of weeks, I'd been at 17 wins and 13 defeats. By the time I'd gotten to 13 defeats, I had 17 wins. This time, when I was at 13 defeats, I had 7 wins, which is why I changed the team round, and we completely flipped my form around. If only I'd been able to show this kind of form for the entire weekend, I may have actually reached elite if it weren't for that horrible run in the middle. But unfortunately, we weren't able to do such a thing. But, as you can see, we are currently poised at 1-1. He's on the attack here. Thurs around the corner to Patrick Van Aanholt. Disappointed with the defending there. I tried to clear it first time, but they supposedly patched it a while ago, but it still doesn't really work that well. Where you try and clear it first time, whether it be from a situation like that, or a cross, or a corner, sometimes when you try to head it clear, the defender in question, or any player in question who's underneath it, will chest it and will either test it or take a touch with their feet before clearing it, despite the fact that you've told them to clear it, and it causes so many horrible situations in game. It's really frustrating. It's similar in front of goal as well. You'll try and tell a player to take a first-time shot, and they'll take a touch sometimes, and that, in fact, ends up with them getting tackled, which is just infuriating when it happens. We're 3-2 here in extra time, as you can see. Another game going through towards extra time. He then pulls it back to 3-3 in the 119th minute with Anthony Martial, who in actual fact is in form this week. So I'm looking forward to opening my weekly rewards this week, because there are some incredible players that are in form this week. So I'm hoping that I can get some good pulls in my rewards that obviously you will see on Friday. You've got like 94 Luis Suarez, 92 Gonzalo Higuain, there's an inform Anthony Martial, there's an 89 Mats Hummels. It's going to be mad, but we were able to win in the last minute again thanks to Wissam Ben Yedder. He is a great impact player off the bench. Obviously, I think it was the first time we went through FUT Champions this year on this RTG account. We used a La Liga side with Ben Yedder up top, and he ran things for me. And Julian Draxler's kind of picked up the mantle from him, and is now running things for me in the Bundesliga team. Bundesliga team that, in fact, is playing now. Speaking of Julian Draxler, top corner, 1-0 to me after just 9 minutes. He fires that into the top corner. I'm thinking of changing my kits as well. I've got the EA Sports kit, the Christmas kit with the red shirt and the green shorts, but we've had this white kit for, well, the entirety of the series so far, and I'm thinking about changing it up. Let me know if there's any particular kits you'd like me to use in the comment section down below. This was kind of late evening, early night time, I guess, on Sunday, so I went 2-0 up early on against this guy, and he just rage quit out. He was getting to the time of night where people are running out of time to get their games in, and if it looks like they're not going to win, they were just quitting out early to ensure that they could get the full 40 played and give themselves the full chance of finishing all 40, rather than, you know, if you're 2-0 down after 20 minutes, I personally will stay in, like you saw with that 4-1 game earlier on. A lot of people would have quit out, but I was actually able to turn it around from 4-1 with 15 minutes to go and get the win on pens after a 5-5 draw. But a lot of people would quit out early and end up just trying to get their 40 games in. If they didn't think they could pull it round, then they'd quit and just, you know, ensure that they could try and get everything done. But we were able to win this one by a 1-0. Don't Cry CF was his team name, but unfortunately he was the one that was left crying. Silver 1, we've made it to now 14 wins at this stage. Another Premier League side here by Otamendi and Karius at the back. Nice team, actually. Wayne Rooney at Cam is a player that is very, very effective in that role. Obviously, Kante is phenomenal. And he's got Musa at left wing, which isn't the obvious decision, but it's Musa, so you just kind of make do. Pace, regardless of how much chemistry it's on, is still pace. But Hatem Ben Arfa gets this out to Memphis Depay here. He bends one into the top corner. It did take a slight deflection off the defender in front of him, though, I think, to get it past the goalkeeper. But then Ben Arfa broke through here. This was all happening just after half-time. You notice from the clock in the top left, all of these goals came within a few moments of each other. Great footwork from Lacazette to work the space. Depay was so good for me, actually, on that left-hand side. Nice little dummy from Lacazette. Pastore into Ben Arfa. He then thumps it home in the 61st minute to give us a 2-0 lead here. And then just 5 minutes after that, we're on the attack again. I didn't know what to expect from Memphis Depay, I'll be honest. But there aren't many options on the left-hand side of midfield in the French league. Obviously, you've got the transfer Dimitri Payet, sorry. But I prefer to have pacey wingers, and if I had a central player card like the SBC, I'd have used that. But unfortunately, I didn't start this RTG till after that SBC was out, and I haven't even got him on my main account. So that would have been nice, but unfortunately we don't have it. But Memphis Depay was phenomenal for 2,000 coins on the left-hand side, so I didn't really mind too much. We got the win there. 5 at the back, Serie A side. Extremely strong defensive 5 at the back as well. That said, I was able to pick him apart quite well. Lacazette into Pastore here. Extremely good finish into that bottom corner. Javier Pastore is a player that I always seem to get on with in career mode. I signed him at Valencia, I think, on career mode in FIFA 16. And I always seem to click with him well on Ultimate Team as well, have done for the past few years. He's just a player that I've always kind of gelled with. Someone that's tall, physical, but has a good touch and good pass and a half-decent shot from distance. We grinded out a 2-0 win there, still using, I think this is actually the final one of the plus 1,000 coin boosts I actually have available to me in the catalogue. So we're going to get to a point soon where we're not able to artificially boost our coin rewards from any given game. So the way that we're able to continually improve the team will come to an end sooner rather than later, but we are going to get decent sized coin boosts from FUT Champions now, and the fact that we ended up, spoilers, we ended up in one of the gold categories means that I'm able to automatically qualify for the next week. So that obviously means that we're going to get a decent coin total and have the opportunity to have another decent coin total boost from the next week's games as well. Previously, I've failed to qualify a couple of weeks in a row for Ultimate Team Weekend League on this account, so we have missed out on the opportunity to earn like 30, 40, 50,000 coins in one big lump, whereas this week we're going to get the chance to, you know, take a big boost to the overall coin total that we've got. If I sold everyone, we'd probably have about 130k right now, which really isn't that much at all, but that'll take a big boost with the rewards that we get at the end of this weekend. We get a 3-1 win there, thanks to, well, the guy rage quit after Blurb scored that absolute banger. And we move into the next game. Pace for days up top. Inform Andre Gray, Raheem Sterling and Gerard De La Feu. Of course, like I've mentioned, the upcoming weekend is Premier League only, or up to 16, minimum of 16 Premier League players. So we are going to see a lot of teams similar to this in the upcoming weekend, if not teams that are much, much better. My team on my main account is, like I say, Premier League, and it is extremely strong. I'll try and remember it right now if I can. I've got De Gea in goal, second informed same as Coleman, Smalling, Koscielny, and informed Marcus Alonso at left back. Playing a 4-2-3-1. I've got man of the match Yaya Toure at one CDM spot, informed N'Golo Kante on the left CDM spot, then informed Willian on the right, third informed Christian Eriksen at cam, with Player of the Month Hazard on the left and Sergio Aguero up top. So that's the side I'm kind of used to Premier League player-wise on my main account. Obviously, the team that we put together for next weekend, or this upcoming weekend, won't be anywhere near that good on this account, but hopefully we can still sign and build a squad that is kind of effective, so to speak. Players like Memphis Depay that are like 2,000 coins but play very, very well in game. Coutinho brought this back to 3-2 here. That's 2 goals for him now. In this game, Coutinho in an Everton kit really doesn't look right, I have to be honest, but ball played around the outside here. Not the best timed offside trap you've ever seen, and just to make sure that we got our 2-goal lead back again, I squared it across the Hatem Ben Arfa there, and we're going to get a 4-2 victory in that particular game, and another 1,700 coins to add to the boost. And you can see there 9 wins from, or 9 shots on target. And that got us into gold 3. That's 18 wins. That was us auto-qualified for this upcoming weekend's worth of FUT champs. I just decided to show you the stats from this one, though. 4 shots, 1 on target, but he scored 3 goals. I lost after extra time. That was the sort of thing that had me raging on Twitter, I have to be honest. So you can kind of understand why I was getting a bit mad on my social media profiles. But we're coming up against another Premier League side here. Second inform, I think second inform Harry Kane at 87 with Martial on the left. Again, Musa in a wingers technically spot, but obviously right forward is kind of good enough really. And I left this in. I got destroyed. I got absolutely destroyed by Christian Eriksen. I kind of didn't mind too much that deflected to Harry Kane there, because this is the most perfect execution of that new skill move. I have never been left just completely ruining my entire life from a skill move before, the way that Christian Eriksen did there. I got rather fortunate myself there. I tried to square it across, it dropped back to Draxler, and he just instinctively hit it in. I didn't even press shoot there, he just smacked it into the back of the net himself. We did go 2-1 down though. Emre Can breaking through a tackle to Dab, fire that into the top left-hand corner, but we were able to, obviously considering these are all my wins, get ourselves back in the game. Julian Draxler in the 90th minute, pulling us back level to 2-2. That obviously meant that we were then heading to extra time. I was rather pleased with that one, sprinting off towards the corner flag as best I possibly could. Bellarabi plays this backwards here into Goetze, which kind of caught him out. I think he was expecting me to go to Draxler, and I didn't. Played it into Ben Yedder, and again, very, very impactful off the bench, making the difference, coming off, putting us 3-2 in front. He was involved in this move as well, coming down the right-hand side and then back into a central position. Mario Goetze into Julian Draxler. Renato Sanchez into, Ben Yedder again, slotted through and tucked it home to make it 4-2 in the 117th minute. He did pull another one back. He went all-out attack, and you can see the man played through here, one-on-one, is Laurent Koscielny, who actually tucked it away very nicely into the bottom corner. So he did make it back to 4-3, and he had a little bit of hope of maybe pulling it back, but unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to. And another 1,600 coins into the bank, moving forward into my penultimate game now. At this stage, I was on 19 wins. I needed 2 wins from my final 2 games to reach gold 2. 21 wins was the kind of cut-off for gold 2, and 19 wins from 38 games. So I was basically 19 wins, 19 defeats right now. So considering at one point I was 7 and 13, I'd actually gone 12 and 6 since changing the teams around. So I was very pleased with the way that I ended the weekend league. But as you can see here, we were making sure that this one was a victory at least. And regardless of the result, I was going to show you the final 2 games here because it was so nail-biting. I needed wins from both games. We're 2-0 up here. We are going to make it 3. Draxler into Thiago. Nice little 1-2. And always confident with Julian to slot that home to make it 3-0. I think in total after this weekend league, Draxler has 46 goals from 35 games. I think something like that. It's something ridiculous like that. 46 goals or 45 goals from 35 games, which is phenomenal. Renato Sanchez with a great strike there to make it 4-0. He was able to pull himself one back. I read the pullback, but kind of overread it and stepped too far to the side and left Benzema open, so he slotted it home. But again, victory there by 4 goals to 1. So, the final game. I need a win to guarantee gold 2. 30,000 coins, 2 mega packs, and a jumbo players pack, I think it was, or a gold players pack was the rewards for gold 3. Gold 2 is 45,000 coins, so a big boost with regards to coin boost, and 2 mega packs, which are the 55k packs, and a rare gold pack, which is a 25k pack. Now, as you can see here, it's the 83rd minute. It's still 0-0. I decided to make a change here. I was going out of my mind. 8 minutes to try and make it into gold 2. I was desperate for a victory. I dominated this guy for the entire game. You'll see from the stats at the end just how one-sided this game was, but I could not score. The main man off the bench, though, Wissam Ben Yedder, has come to the rescue time and time and time again throughout this entire FUT Champions weekend. And with 4 minutes to go, Douglas Costa works some space on the left-hand side. Julian Draxler slots through Thiago, and he smacks it into the top corner. Cue bedlam in my bedroom. I was going mental. This was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was in a Skype call with a friend, and I lost my mind. With all the pressure on those final 2 games, the fact that we dominated the previous one and smacked the guy 4-1, and dominated this guy, but snuck a final 1-0 win. Look at the stats there. He had 1 shot all game. I had 14, 9 on target, and it took until the 87th minute for me to be able to make the breakthrough. The relief was ridiculous, but we win, and we ended up gold 2. So despite going 1 and 10 at one stage in this FUT Champions weekend, we were still only 2 wins away from where I finished with my ridiculously expensive Premier League team, and only 3 wins away before I finished with my £3.5 million legend team. So I was very, very pleased with 21 wins. If you take the 11 games that I went on that 1 and 10 win from, I would have only needed 4 more victories to get gold 1, and 8 of those 11 wins, 8 of those 11 to be wins to have made it into elite. And the form I was in the second half of FUT Champions after signing that French team, and with the continued success of the Bundesliga team, I probably would have made elite, or at least come very, very close. It would have been my best FUT Champions result yet had I done so, but we are going to get 45,000 coins, 1 rare gold pack, which is the 25k pack, the 500 FIFA point 1, and 2 mega packs. So those rewards will be in Friday's video, and I'll also show you the Premier League sides I've built for the upcoming weekend as well, of which I will probably be able to add to from these rewards. So I will do that as well, but make sure you drop the video a like if you enjoyed. This was a long one, I admit that, 24 minutes, but like I say, let me know which layout you prefer. You want to see all wins, or sorry, you want to see all games, wins and losses, or do you want to see just the wins like this, and then we can just kind of tally up throughout, and you'll find out where we finished at the end. Let me know in the comment section, but thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate all the support on these Ultimate Team videos. I know they don't get that many views, but I'm really enjoying Ultimate Team this year, so I'm hoping to kind of build even a small Ultimate Team base on this channel and then push forward with it in FIFA 18 if possible, because I'm really enjoying it. They've made so many additions to Ultimate Team this year. It's just kind of refreshed my my enjoyment for it. Unfortunately, Career Mode hasn't had the additions to the game mode that we want it to, but hopefully for FIFA 18 things will change. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.